Chevy riding on the highway.
My first guests today are here to talk about unemployment, or more precisely, how to get you out of unemployment by helping you with interview skills and writing CVs, etc. So my first guest is Kwesi Ofori, and you're the country manager of Uni Employ International.
Yes.
Okay, and you're here with Pamela Anokye.
Yes, that's right.
And you're the business development executive.
That's right.
Okay, welcome to Morning Ride.
Thank you.
And first and foremost, I'm having brunch on set this morning, so we've got some juice. My PA is on hand to serve you. What would you like? We've got fruit, red fruit juice, mixed fruit juice. We've got some watermelon, some pineapple, some moringa tea, some croissants, water. What would you like?
Well, we'll take a look at it after.
After? Goodness, okay. Well, I'm going to have my moringa tea. But
Okay.
we're talking employment
Yes.
and how to secure a job.
Yes.
So what's the first thing people should do? I mean, I don't know, man. If you look for a job, what's the first thing you're supposed to do?
Okay, the first thing you're supposed to do is to look at what you like to do best. That is the first step.
Okay.
Because if you're able to get what you like to do best, then you can excel on the job that you're going to do. So the first step is to ask yourself, what do I like to do best? What is my passion? What can I do and do so well that I'll not even feel like I'm even working? Because some people, when it's 4:30, they already start looking at their watches. They want to leave the office. But if you're doing a work that you're passionate about, you will not even want to leave because you don't even feel like you're working. You feel like you're just doing something that you have been born to do.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the first step.
But what if perhaps you studied something like, I don't know, medicine because your parents wanted you to, but it's not in your heart? Should you still continue that path?
Well, this is a problem that happens a lot, especially in Africa, because most people do certain programs that they were forced to do. Well, if you have been forced to do a particular program, now you have different professional courses and all that you can do. So I have people who come to me, they were forced to do law, but now they've taken on short courses in maybe HR, marketing, and other fields of business. So now the world is quite open, so you can do whatever you want to do, even if you've already started in a particular field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now Pamela, you...
What I would like to add, I remember in high school, a mate of mine, we were all asked, why did you choose this school? And she says that, I'm here because my dad asked me to come here. But like my country manager is saying, you can't find yourself doing something because someone is asking you to do it. Then it means that whenever you go to work, I'm here because someone wants me to be here, but when you're passionate about what you're doing, this is what I really want to do. You wake up in the morning and you're excited to be at work. It's 5 and you don't want to leave. So yes, you can go ahead, take up the courses that your parents want you to do, but alongside, do what you really want to do. You can't be limited to what someone says you should do.
Exactly.
That's right. Now, okay, there are some do's and don'ts to applying for jobs.
Yes.
Really? I think you just go and apply anyhow. You can just write, dear sir, I want a job, give it to me.
It's
No?
not done.
No?
It's
So
not
what are
done.
some of the do's and don'ts?
Okay, first of all, you have to get a well-written CV. That is the first thing. A well-written CV should contain your name, your phone number. Funny enough, I've had people write certain phone numbers on their CV, and sometimes you realize that the digits of the phone number is more than the normal digits. So when you even call them, when there's a job available, when you call them, you can't even reach them. Wow. This is how bad the situation can be.
They're not looking for work.
So you get a very good CV, your name, all your contact details. You should also have your work history, your educational history. Now, under your work history, most people forget to talk about their responsibilities as well as their achievements. So if you worked at company XYZ, and then maybe you're an accountant over there, you worked over there for 6 years, you just write only your responsibilities. At least you should write some achievements that you had whilst you were at that place. Then you should also have your referees that you can call upon.
Okay, now referees should they not be after you've got the job and they call you and they say, I'll give you a referee. Should they be on the CV automatically?
Yes, it should be on the CV. It shows that you are confident about whatever information you have put on your CV.
Okay.
Yes.
You understand? Yeah.
Okay.
And to add up, most importantly, be sure that the referee you have on your CV is aware that his or her name is on your CV.
Yes.
And sometimes if you should put your number there, don't put just your number. Have an alternate number that in case your number isn't going through, someone you believe that if the company should contact, they will get to.
And then to add to that, your referee should be somebody who is going to say something positive about you.
Yes.
I took a lady somewhere, I think last 2 months, And then she had the job, and then there was time for them to do her reference check. They called a lecturer whose name was on their CV, and the lecturer gave a very bad account of the lady. So they declined the appointment.
So you should always ask the referee first, is it okay if I put you down on my CV?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's very
Now,
necessary.
is there a right or wrong format? Can you start off with background, work, skills, hobbies, or can you start with background, hobbies, work? Is there a format?
Okay, all what you said is right, but the only thing that must not come first is the hobbies. The hobbies should come at the latter part of your CV.
Okay.
And your hobbies should also, in a way, relate to what you are doing. For example, if you're applying for a job to be a social media marketer for a company ABC, your hobby should be at least surfing the internet to show the person interviewing you that you have a passion for it. But if you are applying for a job for a social media marketer and your hobbies are swimming, playing basketball, playing football, it has no relation to what you're applying for. And multinational companies, when they are interviewing people, because of where they come from, they look at all these salient elements. So we should take note of that.
In addition to that, whatever information you have on your CV should be true.
Yes.
You know, people want to go to the extent of trying to impress the panel they are going to meet and then put an information which is not true. It's actually good to look at someone's CV that you believe the person is excelling in whichever department he or she is. You can look at it and write some salient points, but you should not write something you know is not true. People go to the extent of writing languages they can't speak, you know. But if you should write, I speak French, and you go and you meet someone that speaks French, and they say ça va, and you go there smiling, amen. So on your CV, every information there must be true.
Yeah, must be authentic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, does it matter the order, the date? Say you have a job in 96 and then 2000. Should it be the most recent first, or is it the oldest first?
No,
What's
the
order?
most recent should come first.
Okay.
The most recent should come first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to share with people before our time comes up?
All right. I would like to say, before you go for an interview, I mean, rehearse with your friends, your family. Be confident. You know, people are actually who they say they are on the CV, but they get there and they are nervous, and you could lose a job. So be confident, be bold, and eye contact. Look straight into their eyes.
But that's something we don't do as Ghanaians.
Exactly.
We're not brought up to make eye contact in this country.
Well,
I find that you're talking to the average Ghanaian, they're here, and you're thinking, no, talk to me.
It's very important because me, for instance, if you come to me, the only way I can check if what you're telling me is really true is that I maintain a very direct eye contact. So if you say something, I ask you that, so what did you achieve? You said, oh, I was able to make 2,500 whatever Ghana cedis a month. Then whilst you're telling me that your eyes are down, straight away I begin to detect that no, there's something wrong somewhere. And then again, when you go for an interview, you should be very careful of what the things you say. Just I think Monday, I had an interview session with a couple of people, and there was this lady who came on the panel, was talking about the church she attends, and then she happened to condemn a certain church, not knowing the people who were interviewing the lady or the client was attending the same church. So even though the lady was competent and she qualified for the job and all that, she lost it. So things that has to do with religion, languages, and certain things, we should not really talk about it at interviews. Tribal differences and all those things, we should not. We should try as much as possible to avoid that. And whenever you go to somebody's office for an interview, you should respect even the receptionist. You may never know, the receptionist may be the daughter of the CEO.
Or it could be the CEO pretending.
Yes, you know, and then you go there, you think this person is a receptionist, so you just talk anyhow to the person. Once you leave, the person can go and give a bad account or a bad report about you. So you should be very careful about that. 2 quick
questions. Should you tailor your CV to suit the job? For example, say I do TV, I do radio, I do writing, I do events. Say if I want to now apply for a TV job, should I put in all my radio and events or just focus on my TV career? Should you tailor or should you put everything you've done in your life?
I think that you should tailor your CV to the job you have applied for. I always tell people who have come to me for different roles. For example, if somebody comes for maybe an IT officer role, I tell the person to emphasize much more on the IT roles that the person has done.
Right.
You understand? More than other things, because as you move on, you may have found yourself doing other things, but that's not the main focus. So the job you're applying for, try as much as possible to emphasize on it, on your CV.
Okay. So before we wrap up, your contact details, in case people want to find you, where can they find you?
All right. We are located, we have 2 offices. We have the domestic department and we have the corporate department. The domestic department is at East Legon. in the Ohima Plaza building
Okay.
on the American
House
American
Road.
House Road.
between
Yes.
the MTN and the Glow office.
Yes,
yeah.
that's the...
All this advertising for this telling people this morning.
And the corporate office, of course, is at Adabraka, where the new Live FM building is. Two
Okay.
buildings away from the Live FM
And you can
building.
find us on all
Social
social
media.
media. On
Thank
LinkedIn,
you.
on Facebook, on Twitter.
You need
All
Employ
that was
International.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so
your
much for
next job
joining me
awaits
this
you.
morning. Yes, and apparently people need jobs because there's nothing
Yeah.
going on in the country.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
thanks
true.
so much for joining me this morning.
You're welcome.
It's a morning ride. A quick thank you to Dreams by Nana Nielsen for my outfit today. After the commercial break, Stephanie Benson is here. You don't want to miss that. It's going to be sizzling.
You share me riding on a